Okay. Let's record here. Hello.
Hey, bruh.
Shall we sync up the sound on 3? 1, 2, 3. Wow. You didn't even. You just picked up on that.
You know it's.
You've seen this? You've seen this show before?
I've never heard of it, but
okay.
Musicians, we tend to be more intuitive at every level than a normal human, but specifically rhythm and clapping.
Wow, you want all the brownie points. You just want to be seen as like this humble dude off the rip. I got you.
Thank you.
Organized Sound Podcast. We are back. I'm your host Mahib. I'm joined today by Anthony Prieto / Eddie Saturn, and we're very happy to have you here in your own place.
Welcome. Welcome me. So
Thank you.
We have some questions.
Uh-huh.
How long have you known?
All right, I'm just gonna come on. Tell us. I would say the highlights for you and what you feel you've accomplished, just as a quick introduction, and put your phone on silent.
Yes, sir. The height of my accomplishments. Is that?
Just like the highlights.
Highlights. Right now, man, putting on this festival. Honestly, a lot of my favorite accolades, I don't even know how to say it without sounding weird, but the stuff that I've done, all my favorite stuff that I've done, is not really music related. Per se, like
what?
To my career.
This interview's over. Listen, guy, we want to know what you do. Like, go through that.
Go start there. All right, that's
an overview. An overview.
Get into it, because Pass the Soul is like my favorite thing that I've ever done.
Dope.
But that is only one facet of what we do, what I do. So I would describe myself as a producer, songwriter, engineer, like top 3 things. I lie. My favorite thing that I've done was work at the record company. And that was so rewarding to learn all that information, but then, pretty much get like certified and see that I had so much to grow, get accepted into that community, and then grow where I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Because I went, and then realize, what were you gonna say?
That there's a whole nother world and level and things to learn and do. Mm-hmm. That's interesting though.
Right. It was kind of like applying for it was kind of nerve-wracking because the people over there, Jesse and Matt MacArthur, Jesse Van Grove and Matt MacArthur, they take everything very seriously in a good way, not like a uptight way. Just they expect everything to be top notch, and I was like, I am not top notch, but they're looking for top notch people. They want people. So luckily, I'm a top notch person.
Right. So what is the record company?
So the record company is a nonprofit, affordable recording studio that also does a lot of other things aside from that. They run a youth-run record label around the fall to winter time, and it comes out usually around the springtime. Their album, I should say. The youth-run record label puts an album together of these youth up to 18, I believe. They have a guy named Lavelle who is older, like 20, I think, 21. But they let all the youth run everything with the help of another youth company. Then they also do the Beast album.
What's the Beast album?
The Beast album is it's the best of Boston.
Yeah.
And they call it the Beast. Here's the cool thing. I know it went over my head. Massachusetts looks like an elephant. Massachusetts.
Oh yeah.
An elephant.
So the record company is in Boston, Mass. Or is it technically in Boston?
Mm-hmm. Okay. It is. It came from Boston. The owner, the CEO is from Arizona, and Jesse, the guy right under him, is from Western Mass. Which is kind of cool. Anyway.
So the Beast.
The Beast. It's a compilation of the best of Boston on one album, all upcoming. So no one's like really like really, really big. It's the sound of Boston now. So there was Michael Christmas, Ruby Rose Fox, Dutch Rebel, Tiger Man Woe, Still Gold. I'm missing a bunch. Bent Knee. Those are like some of the people that I've met. Shout out to Bent Knee.
So
Shout out to
you were
Tiger Man
around
Woe,
for all
Kaz.
of these like sessions where these tapes were happening?
I was around for a few of them. I took a leave, kind of in the middle of the Beast sessions, but I got to sit in on the Tiger Man Woe session, which was so cool. I didn't expect the guys to be like that. A bunch of like lumberjacks. They're really cool, and one of their lead singer is
Very Massachusetts.
super Massachusetts. Their lead singer, his name is Kaz, and he's really cool. And they all were just like really welcoming. They could tell that I was kind of like, I felt out of my element, but I didn't feel out of my element leaving, you know. So they recorded at the record company and then went to Bridgetown Stage where we had Pass the Soul.
Right. And that's a totally different studio?
Yeah, and it's very hip hop. A lot of crazy people have recorded there. Static Selecta has recorded, I think he recorded 2 albums ago, which had a lot of people on there, like big people. Then Dutch Rebel records there a lot. Michael Christmas has recorded there. A lot of hip hop.
Dope. Have you recorded there?
I have technically. Pass the Soul, yeah. Pass the Soul.
True.
Had all its live audio that probably will never hit the public.
Hit the people. Pass the Soul number 2. Awesome event. I was there. We'll get back to Pass the Soul, but I kind of want to talk about how you started in music.
So I have like so many different starts. The start. Actually, I'll start from like chronologically. So I've always wanted to be a musician. I always wanted to have like a business. When I was in 3rd grade, I started a band that I can't remember the name with kids from my grade: Matthew Crafts, Joshua Woodward. I can't remember who else. There was a bunch of kids that we'd always do something. We'd either make like newspapers and try to sell it. We'd make like actual newspapers, we'd write like cartoons, make cards. Like we made a trading card thing that we put at the end of the newspaper to make copies of them. Both of our moms, me and Anthony Barr, worked at newspaper company, so it was like that easy. Anyway, so I always wanted to like make something. So we made the band, wrote songs, didn't actually like record anything. But that's when I knew I wanted to make music, and that would stay in the back of my head. Then for a while in high school, I wanted to be an architect. And one day, when I was 17, this is gonna be the most funny story ever, or I think it's funny. Someone challenged me to like a rap battle of some sorts, and he rapped. What I didn't know was a Lil Wayne verse, and I was like, holy crap, this guy can rap.
That's good.
Right. This guy's good. Exactly. That boy said exactly. Oh God, man, that's really good. And so I'm like, I have to come back. I come back with something that actually was pretty good at the time. And he's like, yo, bro, like, damn, like, that's a Lil Wayne verse. I'm like, really? And I spent a lot of time writing hip hop. And prior to that, I was exposed to like 50 Cent, very New York rappers from my sister. So my sister planted the seed, and I always wanted to, I like looked up to like rappers like Dipset and stuff. So that was like where I really like tried my hand. Then my cousin, Jaime, who makes wonderful beats and is a great teacher.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
I've heard some of these beats very recently. They're fire.
He linked me with some of his people who worked at Northfire, but had their own studio in the mills, in the Ludlow Mills. And I recorded my first full feature song, mixed and everything, called Venom. And that is somewhere out there. Look at MySpace.
And how old were you then?
I was 17, I think, because
Nice.
17 is like really like the first year. And I, all around Minichog, listen to this, yo, this is dope. And it wasn't dope.
Well, that's marketing.
Right. People still ate it up.
This is great stuff. Right. I mean, you have to also kind of point out that you were like, Minichog was primarily white. So
it wasn't hard to be cool.
Your shit was tight no matter what.
Oh man, so I wish that I was like better, because there's so many kids that I know from Western Mass, and in general, that actually had like a start in music, like a start where like their father had some type of acclaim in the music industry or some industry, like Talbot Swan.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. I'm noticing everyone kind of had the in, and like it was very easy for them to roll into it. All the people that started early.
Right, and not even the resources. Of course, that I would like the resources, but the nurturing of the talent. I started in like completely, which is like my life story. Right. If I become a pilot, do not fly my plane. We're gonna crash and land.
Yeah.
We'll get there safely, but we'll crash and land. Because I just like winging it, and I had no really prior training in writing music. And I wish that the music I'm making now, I pushed in miniature, because I have a lot of support. A lot of people supported me, but then they're like, yo, like your music, some people were like straight up with me, it's like your music can get better. But it made me better. People were like, you should make beats, because I made, to kind of continue the story, 18, 17 around there, I started making beats because I couldn't find beats. No one would, I couldn't find anybody. No one would.
You didn't have a steady stream.
Right. So I got Fruity Loops, and Jaime again taught me the ropes amongst other people. Mr. Nuri taught me how to make beats. Anthony Escalante taught me how to make beats. The three of them. But Jaime kind of like, I don't know, something clicked when he taught me. So I started making beats. People were like, stick to that. Don't write lyrics. Like, you're a rapper.
That's okay. You don't need to write. No, you're a great writer. You just don't need to.
Just don't do it.
Just stop.
I'd just rather if you didn't. So yeah, that's my what's the word?
Beginnings, the humble beginnings.
Well, no, me wishing that I was better at rapping in miniature. That's like my admission. I'm finally admitting that.
Your launch. I think that's a really cool story, and it takes me right to my next point, is kind of talking about the early days of Dub C, which is kind of the crew you formed, which is probably on its third, fourth, fifth iteration right now. So talk about that initial click up.
So the world of Dub C was terraformed when I was 18, and like summer of 18, almost 19. And Tyler Bass, a good friend of mine, was one of the first people. But the first person, right. So now it's becoming clear, like this is such history.
Ant's had a lot of concussions, it's not easy.
Young concussion, yeah.
No, stop.
So it really started with Anthony Escalante. That's an important name.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we have the name Dub C though, but that was like where the crew started. So I met him at Driver's Ed, and he's like, "Yo, I make beats." So that was one of the that was after I started making beats, and that was one of the first people that was like, "I got beats."
Uncover somebody who's doing what you're doing.
Right.
In kind of a narrow space.
Right.
That's always amazing.
He made really good beats. Really good. Like, it was like when the Johnny Giuliani's were out, Zaytoven was kind of just popping on. And he was making those type of beats, like, really good, man. I was like, how are you doing this? And I used to, like, not believe that he'd make them until he taught me. And I'm like, holy shit. Like his chord progression was just, like, very Zaytoven. Anyway, so he started forming up with me. Then we got another Anthony named Anthony Del Valle. So we call ourselves, what do we call ourselves? The A-Team, I think.
That's crazy. I think I know him from Roadhouse.
Maybe.
I think I do.
Those are very Springfield people.
That's crazy. Yeah. Springfield runs deep.
Springfield
runs deep. Massachusetts stand up.
Right. In a good way. I didn't mean that in a bad way.
No,
I feel like a lot of people, whenever you say so Springfield, it's such a bad connotation. It's not a bad connotation.
Springfield.
Their names, if you say their names in Springfield, they're known as well.
Right.
So that was like the beginnings of that. Then it grew into Josiah Hunter must have been first. I'm like throwing all these names out.
Right, there's a lot of firsts.
Right, Josiah Hunter might have been like the first rapper to team up.
Okay.
Because we worked at Six Flags together, and I wanted to originally do comedy rap because that was like my friends in Minichog. There was a group that did like Beastie Boy stuff, And I'm like, that's awesome. So I wanted to do that. So originally that's I started to get better at writing, and that's what I wanted to do. I was really punny. You know what I'm saying? I would say things that people are like, oh. So that was, I wanted to do comedy rap. So he wanted to do it too. Then it got serious, and his cousin, that's right, now I remember how I met JD, Jason Dino, his cousin, was over. We all made music. This is where it starts to like brown out. But then Tyler Bass comes through, Ty Gold, if anybody's been following my progress, Ty Gold's an important name.
Ty Gold, shout out Ty Gold. I hope you're watching this. You better be watching this, bro.
Right. We were like, without sounding corny or like, we were like Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt.
Dope. Who is Tyler?
Probably me. I mean, not even.
And he was
honestly,
Earl?
Earl's a better rapper, so it's not even about who's better. It's just like I was the more like, I want to do fashion. I want to do beats. I got this whole conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? He was more like, I'm just gonna make good songs.
I'm just gonna do my shit.
Right, and he like Earl. If you look at Earl, he didn't really care about like the glamour. Like they both like MF Doom.
Yeah.
We both like MF Doom, like, which is like the epitome of not caring.
I know MF Doom from you too.
Right. So he was the more Doom, while I was the more like, I don't know. I can't think of like a parallel. For Pharrell, I guess, because that's definitely where Tyler the Creator draws from.
Yeah.
So that's the two of us. So then, skipping a bunch of stuff because I can't remember and I don't want to like sit here senile. Dub C was formed. Then, circa 19 years old, Framingham State, we pick up like our final member who is. We picked up a few people on the way that it's just like so many people and lost a few people. But Jordan Bain, or Jay Business as he was known.
Jay Business.
So important though. Funny name, and he changed it to Busy,
man.
Which is a little bit better.
Jay Busy.
Just Busy.
They're both great.
Right.
Oh, just busy.
They're like regular.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Just busy, like busy.
That has so many puns.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, and his first mixtape was called Mind Your Own.
Oh God.
Business.
Yeah.
Just mind your own though. So I shot the cover. I made the artwork, like edited it. I did a lot because
grassroots shit.
Right, and I want to kind of like touch on that later. I want to stick to your questions. Maybe you'll ask it because I know straight away from there talking about what I do. So with Jordan, this is where I like knew I wanted to be like a Dr. Dre. Even beyond the accolades, just what he does. Like he's a producer. He writes a song. Pop pretty much makes the beat, or at least mixes the beat and like adds elements to it, and then he makes sure that your marketing and shit is in. That's a fucking producer. You get almost to the point of distribution, then you get your hands off. That's where you get your hands off. You go right up to that. So I did that with Jordan, and I made his artwork. I helped him pick it directionally. Got the model for him. Shot the shot. Did the artwork, made almost all the beats, got him connected with people who made beats, and then he put his talented self to sing the hooks, get verses. I got a few verses for him of myself and then other people. Kwaku, who is running Fresh Off the Mint. Pardon me for getting that wrong because that's not it. It's a Boston blog and they're doing really good with RJ and Kwaku. He had rap roots in at Framingham State. So he was on
Framingham State, the low-key spot for all these upcoming Massachusetts rappers.
Framingham State.
The vibe is real.
I'm sorry. I know that like this is unpopular opinion. I fuck with FSU. It's a good place. It sucks. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. It sucks. But it's a great place because so many people have come out of it and doing successful things. Shout out to Corey Ortiz doing his fashion thing on America's Next Top Model.
Whoa.
From Framingham State, good buddy of mine. Shout out to MT Nichols. But getting in touch with James Gunn, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy.
Whoa. Shout
out to Anson Raps, taking over Boston.
Anson Raps is Framingham State?
Taking over Boston.
Triple whoa.
This is all my people. I swear, man. This is.
Whoa.
I couldn't lie. Shout out to Coma the Kid, Comatose, doing this thing with his art and linking up with your art group. I apologize getting all these like branding things wrong, but I'll make sure you get links to those.
Yeah.
And anyway, but going back, so yeah, Framingham State put together Mind Your Own with Justin Bieber, with Jordan Bain, and it was a hit. JB, right? Before JB, he put out 2 mixtapes in my time there. He put out Mind Your Own and Sophomore. So it was very like just literal, his sophomore project. I was a little hands off on that project, but I still mixed it as well, and helped him with direction. And I made a beat or 2 on there, did a verse on there. Ty Gold did a verse on there. Cool Kids, one of my favorite songs. I thought my verse was cool. Yeah.
So from there, how about getting into your first mixtape and that process?
Oh man, so there's so many like things that are in the interwebs hidden that probably will never get out unless you dig it. So my first mixtape was not Cosmo Sutra nor Solitarian. My first, right, we're digging here. So I'm not even gonna tell people where to find it, but I have a mixtape called Arizona Cans. Arizona Cans and Regular Show. So I have 2 volumes of that.
What does that mean?
So I used to be a stoner, believe it or not. Now I'm just
I believe it. Now you're just
a
weird.
perma stoner, right? I am stoned, but I don't smoke. I quit smoking, at Framingham like 6 years ago. Anyway, so I used to smoke quite a bit, and I was a stoner, so I love Regular Show, just sitting there baked like, and then I would get thirsty, go to a corner store, get chips in Arizona.
I kind of want Arizona right now.
Right.
Just for you saying that.
But I have to quit that stuff. I haven't drank it in a long time. Too much sugar. I got heart palpitations, like fast palpitations from drinking too much Arizona, and I got really sick, like stomach from drinking too much. So I stopped doing that too. But anyway, back when I did, I was obsessed with it. I wanted to be like sponsored by Converse, Regular Show, and Arizona. Like legit, I did a whole mixtape. The whole mixtape had voices from the show, and I wanted to do like what Doom did with the Adult Swim characters, like have them actually do it. I shouted out to Cartoon Network, nothing came from it. So I would do my what's it called? I copied like their voices, impersonation.
Yeah.
I would do impersonations of like Pops and stuff like that, and the gorilla, Skips. I don't know if you know Regular Show.
I'm not regular.
I'll have to, you're irregular. So yeah, I would do impersonations, but then I would take clips from the show. I'm good at impersonating voices. That's like my secret.
Talent.
You heard it first.
That's your secret talent. We'll do one now, and we'll let the people decide.
I can do Mario.
Mario.
I can do Kermit the Frog. I can do Yoda. I can do Skips from Regular Show and Pops from Regular Show.
Okay, do Kermit the Frog. That's a power.
I can sing Rainbow Connection, but I don't want to sing Rainbow Connection. Kermit the Frog here.
Keep going.
That's it. If you want more, you gotta donate.
Whoa,
you gotta donate to organize something.
Get us to 1,000 views and we'll release.
Legit. I will do a whole reel.
Release the ant reading.
Word is bond.
Word is bond.
Word is bond. Pinky promise. Anybody who knows me, I never break a pinky promise or say word is bond unless I mean it. Word is bond. Get this man subscribers. Donate some money if you will. Either donate.
I have a supporter.
Right. We're gonna figure out.
We're gonna make this
the currency there, but I will actually do a funny reel of impersonation.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Now we're like going down this rabbit hole. Let's climb back out. So the history of Dub C is about to like kind of reach the present. Or you asked about my mixtape actually. So yeah, Arizona Cans, Volume 1 and 2 are somewhere out there. I'm not even gonna say where they are. I'm probably gonna take them down from where they are.
Right, gonna end them.
It's pretty garbage. The second one is good. I did a freestyle over Meek Mill's.
I didn't even know about these tapes until today.
What beat is that? You know that?
I'm a boss?
I'm a boss.
Yeah.
I'm a boss. I did a remix to that, and it was alright. So that exists. I had Comatose on there too. I haven't heard a verse from Coma. I'm gonna hit him up. Cody Langway. Anyway, so yeah, that was like my first project there. I mixed it, really bad mixing on that. I used Audacity to mix.
Whoa.
Recording is great, mixing. And then I got really good at Fruit Loops, and that's what I mix with now. Secrets up.
Dope.
I'm putting all my secrets on the table here.
That's what
So that
we
way
want.
the next interview person has to really ask some questions.
That's what we want.
So yeah, those are my first projects.
All right, so let's get into the next two, which you mentioned.
Right, so I think from there, I don't think I dropped, I did. So I dropped something that I made at my friend Greg's house back when I was also a stoner. Very trippy music, and that's when I started to really get in tune with my artistry. And I got beats from Flying Lotus, not from him, which sucks, but just beats hit of his. And I did a whole EP, Etto X Flying Lotus, Enigma. And that was like one of my favorite projects. It has some really good songs. I have a song with Lil Rep Star. That's like my only song with Lil Rep Star. He's a good friend of mine from Springfield. Ty Gold is on it. Is he?
Wait, which project are we talking about now?
This is Enigma.
Enigma.
And it had all Flying Lotus beats. Really dope. It's my favorite project because it was super like, what's the word? Honest. It was like me. And it was so me that like, this is like a really fond memory. My brother-in-law listened to it, and he could tell like the joke. He's like, yo, that's so you. There's a joke in the beginning that I say, because I love like breaking the fourth wall of the song and like talking to the people. And yeah, so anyway, I did that, and he's like, that's so you. So even stuff like that. And I actually got to show that project to Ab Soul and Top Dog, Anthony Top Dog Jr. from Top Dog Entertainment.
Dope. Where was that?
That was at Wilbur Theater in Boston.
I'm familiar. Dope. Okay, so you got a couple more projects that came out even after that.
Yeah, I don't think I did. I did a beat tape after that, and my beats were still not that good. It took a while, man. That was 2013.
I was gonna say.
It's 2013, and people like say that the beats were good, and I was getting somewhere. Then
There was progress.
my cousin showed me J Dilla, and that changed everything about me. Everything. 2013. I wish I knew about him sooner, man. But another secret, I'm late into hip hop, like real hip hop, and like digging deep. I'm late into hip hop. This is.
And the younger generation may never get there, so
dog, it's crazy.
you're ahead of them. You're ahead of the curve.
World premiere. I listened to Illmatic first at Framingham State. That's how late I got.
Whoa.
That's a secret. No one knows that.
Wow.
Because I know so much hip hop history because I've just melted into it.
So did you buy it or did you like listen to it?
I should have bought it.
On
I listened to it
iTunes?
on like iTunes type thing, like download it or Spotify.
Yeah.
Josh Trainer and Johnny Ash, shout out to Johnny Ash, and Anson Raps kind of put me onto Illmatic. I knew about Nas obviously, and I liked his music of course. I loved One Mic. I loved I Made You Look. You were slave to a page, you know. I love all that shit. Anyway, so yeah, so I got into hip hop late, so like that's why I think that's why my music wasn't sincere.
Wasn't at that level.
And stuff like that, and at that level. So I learned about J Dilla through my cousin Lodge 9. Showed me Fantastic, which was the first project of J Dilla with Slum Village before he passed away, and my beats took another level. I started understanding swing and feeling and chopping samples to like make it speak, you know. So then I started to make my own project, and that was really what I liked, but it still didn't come out the way I wanted. It was called Solitarian. That is hidden somewhere in the interwebs. I don't know if I'm gonna like do anything with that. That's some good songs.
Maybe like you can remaster like your greatest hits. Your greatest hits might have.
Right, my brief surface. Because a lot of people like that project. I put a lot of money and work into that.
Yeah.
So then after that, I was like, damn, I need to like focus. I need to like start from the ground up what I want to do, write things very clear, and record it very fast. So I started writing what would later be known as Cosmo Sutra.
What year is this?
This is 2015, 2014.
I think it's 2014.
Yeah, because I released it 2015. It took about a year. Because I met Gabe Gill in 2013. So Gabe Gill, so this is like leading into New Dove C.
Right.
So I linked up with Gabe Gill. He makes beats, he sings, and he's come a long way from when I met him. I met him through a friend, Wise, David Montanez, who I met during the production of Solitarian. He actually did the voice of the narrator in Solitarian. There's a narrator that talks about as if he's watching the play that I'm putting on and telling you what you're saying. So anyway, so David Martinez is the narrator. He's like, hey, my friend makes beats, and he's like super positive, check him out. And it was Gabe Gill. Gabe Gill produced like half of Cosmo Sutra, and the first song that got me was probably Ursula. So I knew I wanted to go for a kid-friendly thing. Like obviously I swore on it and everything. I didn't make it like corny, like, hey kids, do you wanna? But it was for the kids, you know what I'm saying? It was different than that. It was for the kids because I wanted adults and people my age to get the message, pass it on, and if kids got a hold of it, they hear something cool that has a message. So the cover, I designed a cover to look like a book. So I used a book online. I can't find the picture and I'm pissed because I want to show people the influence. And I copied everything from the book. I worked at a t-shirt store and I got really good at graphics. So I got paid to sit there, you know what I'm saying? Really good money.
Right.
And sometimes we got busy.
Quintessential college employee.
Right. It was good. I got paid well, got benefits. And I would just sit there and like learn graphics, and I made the cover, and I drew the art by hand and then scanned it, superimposed it, and it looks like a children's book. So that's Cosmo Sutra, and that finally finished in 2015 thanks to Anat Bond from UMass, good friend of mine, good homie. Haven't talked to him in a little while. He helped me engineer the sessions for that. I got Ellie Purpose in there. I got Gabe Gill in there. I got Keziah, who is actually siblings with Josiah Hunter. She sings. She's sung on every one of my projects pretty much since Solitarian. There's only two, but like that's important.
Still, yeah.
And she's probably gonna be on this album. I'm gonna try to like.
You're gonna hit her up?
I think so. I was thinking about it because she doesn't really do music anymore so far that I've seen. But she's an amazing singer. She's a great artist.
Well, I feel like music is one of those things where people can kind of drop out and get pulled back in just
very easy.
Yeah, very easily, especially when you have the passion for it initially and stuff. But so then Cosmo Sutra's out and you make the move to Boston. How is the Boston life and scene and settling in there? Obviously we talked about recording company, which is where you'd eventually be employed, but especially thinking about like doing shows and stuff like that, there's a lot of cool, I would say underground-y kind of venues and stuff.
DIY
Speak
venues,
on that.
yeah. I love Boston, so I made the move so concurrently with Cosmo Sutra that, so this is like a great like segue, that one of my songs is like the day that I moved. Like the last song, not the last song, actually I recorded a few songs in my room, but there's a song called Han Solo where I'm like, feeling myself because I'm like, I just moved to Boston, and I say it in the song. So that's like super relevant to Cosmo Sutra, and I released it out there in October, a month after I moved. And I got acquainted with Boston very fast. Got the record company gig September, so like that first month. And I linked up with my brother Anson, which was really my plug for Boston. He introduced me to a group of his homies. Marco Marcel, Liam Thomas, and Taylor Diamond, amongst other people, and they started doing shows and stuff like that. One of the shows that I met them at was at no, I didn't meet them, they went to the same place. They went to the White House, which is a DIY venue. It's basically a basement that has been like repurposed into a venue with like a stage, a lot of outlets, and like the capabilities to put on a show. It was one of my favorite venues. I haven't done a show in a long time, I got that one from my homie Chalo, who I met just before moving to Boston and in Amherst. And he did a lot of shows, like house shows like that. And I've been to a few too from a friend from the record company named Andrew Gifford, who's actually someone who's helping me out with Pastor Soul.
Nice. Okay, wait. There's like one more I want to mention. Did I write it here in my notes? No, I didn't. Okay, so yeah, Pass the Soul is the next thing that I guess logically makes sense to talk about. You're on round 3 for doing a Pass the Soul this year, and I'm helping out with that a bunch. Talk about that and what you will.
So a good segue. I like segueing because it kind of like links everything. Because I didn't finish talking about Dub C. So Dub C dissolved that energy, recreated a new Dub C. A few of my like connections with like old Dub C members kind of got estranged, but then like came back together, and a few homies that I met in Springfield, or just one actually at in the beginning, kind of helped me like get, besides you, kind of helped me get back on my feet. One of them was De La, and we started building up. De La actually kind of like supported me and got like people to come to my first Pass the Soul, which was, wow. Okay, so yeah, first I should thank Ty Gold. Ty Gold let me use his house to do the first Pass the Soul. So super DIY. That was like before I even like went to DIY shows.
House party.
Right, we just have to make one of these Pass the Souls at a mansion to go back to that.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, number 10. Number 10.
Go for 10. Let's do it.
So yeah, I totally forgot. So that's where that starts. De La was there. Helped bring some supporters. Showcase my album there. It was originally just like a show, really. It was a show and a barbecue. It's kind of a festival. I was still trying to like project those vibes, but it was to debut Solitarian, which went really well. A lot of cool people were there. A lot of drinking, competitions, beer pong, and the artwork for that got really popular amongst Western Mass. So like now I do like a lot of my art like that. The next poster for Pass the Soul 2, I also did myself with the help of De La. And De La is part of like the new Dub C, if you will. Amongst other people, I got a bunch of
Shout out De La. We have a podcast with him and Mellow Sav that is live right now. If you want to check back in the files.
Yes. Shout out to Mellow Sav and De La. So then Pass the Soul 2 happened, and Dub C helped me with that monetarily, creatively, manually, physically helping me like lift things and put things. Then we rocked the. Can I swear? I can swear. I think I already did. Rocked the fuck out. It was dope. We had original Kadeem now. We had Chalo. Chalo. We had Reason Being. We had Trevor Holmes, who set it off. Everybody was dancing. Your mama, your grandma came up all the way from wherever they are, and we're like,
no.
That Trevor Holmes.
Trevor Holmes. He's such a performer. He was like on his knees at the end of the set. He was on his knees.
So all the ladies just like belting out. He's a rock star.
But he can sing.
He can sing. So yeah, who else? Anson Raps.
Yep.
Of course, he did house music, which is legendary.
House music.
One of the most legendary performances.
Unreleased as of now.
Still. Gotta wait for it. I mixed the first one. I got to hear it.
It's coming.
I got to hear the finished version.
It's coming.
Mixed by actually half of Super Genius, who's a big group. Shout out to Super Genius.
Shout out Super
Hopefully
Genius.
you'll be at Pass the Soul this year, next year.
Yeah. Check us out.
Right. That was Pass the Soul 2 at Bridge Sound and Stage. Shout out to Alex Allenson, who I met with Tiger Man Woe to bring everything back together. I met him. He was mixing Tiger Man Woe for the Beast album, because they record with him usually at Bridge. we're like kind of like sister. I perceive it as brother sister.
Yeah, cousin-y type of relationship there, floating back and forth.
Studios, right? So I met him there, and it was hilarious. A week later, we go there for Pastor Soul to like book the venue, and he's like, "Bro."
Hey.
So yeah, shout out to Alex Allenson. He was a great sport. We went a little bit past. I was pretty cordial. I was like, all right, we gotta get this picked up, guys. Finish your sets, please. Like behind the scenes, I was going crazy, and he just was.
It's always hectic day off.
It is, man.
It's not gonna get any better.
I was the most hectic. He was like, bro, just relax. It's cool. And we were good about it, except there was like some horror stories from that night.
Yeah. Well, which will go buried.
Right. So yeah, so that was a great night. And to kind of speed it up to now, Pastor Soul 3.
Pastor Soul 3, we in there.
We in there.
It's 10:04, by the way.
It's 10:04. We got places to be, but it's cool. I want to finish this up. Pastor Soul 3 is going to be outdoors finally, so we evolved there. Completely outdoors, not like
level 3.
Right, level 3. Got some EXP points, killing a few minions. So yeah, so it's outdoors. It's going to feature some of the finest art in Massachusetts. So we've kind of developed the brand a little bit more. We are a mass-only culture festival. And during the off-season, we don't stop. We make sure that you guys know what's dope, what to expect during the festival season. Not just our festival, but maybe even Boston Calling. Then once we tell you, you can expect the people that we showcase to be at Pastor Soul that year. So that's Pastor Soul 3. Excited for that.
So Massachusetts link up. So when is Pastor Soul 3? It's coming up this summer.
Yes, August 19th. Be there or be, that shape of four sides.
Yeah,
It's August 19th at Amherst, Massachusetts. The South Commons. I'll be posting. We will all be posting a lot of stuff on our Facebook, facebook.com/Pastor Soul. Find us on Twitter, Pastor Soul _. We'll soon forward with the Instagram.
Definitely need that. And tell us about where people can find you.
Yes, as you know, my name is Etto. I can be found on all social media, Eddie Saturn. Eddie Saturn 29.
Eddie with 2 D's.
EDDIE Saturn 29.
29. Dope. Well, that's a great place to wrap it up. I thank you very much for being a part of the podcast.
Thank you for letting me
link up.
We gotta fix that DAT. I want to come up with something. I thought it was spot cam.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's scissor.
Let's scissor. We gotta figure something out. But I like throwing up the spot. That's peace.
That's your vibe. Yeah.
That's my vibe. It's like peace is cool. It's kind of the same thing, but this is like intergalactic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Universal. Dope. Well, we thank Etto for being on the show. This is the Organized Sound Podcast, and we're signing out. Thanks very much.
All right.